What's up everyone, my name is Alex Kouras and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving myself another self haircut using the Philips Norelco $20 beard trimmers, and I'm going to be giving myself a really nice taper fade going up on the temples and on the back of my head as well. So not only are taper fades a difficult haircut to begin with, throwing in the $20 beard trimmer is just going to make it a little bit more challenging. So if any of you guys only have a beard trimmer, this is going to be how you guys give yourself a solid taper fade. And so enough talking, let's get right into this taper fade self haircut. Alright you guys, so to begin the self haircut, I'm going to be using the, again, Philips Norelco no guard, just going up around the C cup on the temples and then stopping at the top of my ear, kind of giving myself like a straight diagonal line from the C cup up until the top of my ear. And so just make sure that the guideline, the first guideline, is as clean as possible. It shouldn't be too hard because it's the first one. The second one, this one's a little bit tricky. I pretty much went up about like 1/4 of an inch for this guideline. Again, because there's no lever, this is a $20 beard trimmer. You have to make the guidelines really small, especially because there's a lot of guards involved and there's not a lot of surface area on the sides of your head. Especially because you have to kind of stop the guideline right around the top of your ear, and so it makes it difficult. You have to make each guideline like 1/4 or max like 1/2 an inch, which is kind of like right here with the 3mm, and then even the 5mm right now. Each guideline should be like 1/4 to 1/2 an inch, and then just following that like rainbow shape from the top by your forehead and then slightly curving it down towards the top of your ear. And so right here I'm using the 7mm guard, going up, I would say 1/2 an inch again, but here I'm using more of like a flick out motion because I want to keep some length by my part line. You know, I'm not really going for the undercut look. Otherwise, if I was, I'd just dig right into the part line a little bit more, going up 1/2 an inch. But I'm using the flick out motion a little bit because after I use the 7mm and I fade everything in, I'm going to use the thinning shears and blend everything in, the longer hair by the part line in with the hair that I've been cutting with the guards. So right now, using the 1mm, kind of going back, using the corners as much as I can. It's a little bit difficult with the 1mm guard to use the corner because on the corner of the guard, it's a little bit like bulky. So it doesn't really get in as much as you'd like. So you'll see surely that I had to go back right here, take off the 1mm, and like go up and down using the corners of the no guard to knock out that hard line, which evidently it ended up working out really well. And I think if you're gonna do a haircut just like this one with the Philips Norelco, take the 1mm, definitely softened it up a little bit, which helped. But I would say take off the 1mm guard and then go up and down like I'm doing right now, kind of giving it like nice little ridges going up and down. And then it should take off majority of the harsh line. And so right now, same thing, using the 3mm. It worked a little bit better with the 3mm, but you can see I'm using the corners. I've got my beard trimmer angled at like a 90-degree angle, and I'm just like cutting little ridges going up and down into each harsh line. And then I'm doing this every single guard, the 3mm to the 5 to the 7, and then you'll see I use the thinning shears to blend everything in together. So now I'm using the thinning shears, and I'm just gonna blend in everything that I just finished cutting with the beard trimmer. So as you guys have noticed, there's a lot more hair by my part line and that I didn't cut with the beard trimmer. So it's at least like an inch by my part line, and 7mm to an inch is a big difference. So there's not really a guard that I could use from the Philips Norelco beard trimmer to blend it in. And as you can see here, it looks way better using the thinning shears. And if you guys don't have thinning shears, you can get them. I have a kit linked in my description. You can get a full-fledged like 9-piece kit, thinning shears, regular scissors, cape, neck duster, a whole bunch of really useful things to cut your own hair for literally $20. So I definitely recommend getting yourself a pair of thinning shears. I'm sure most of you have a comb lying around in your house anyway. So when it comes to blending in a little bit longer hair by the sides, by the back of your head, even the top, depending on what you're doing, thinning shears are a phenomenal tool to use. Highly recommend it. I constantly talk about it in all of my videos. So thinning shears, get some thinning shears. They're super cheap, especially the kit. I'll leave that linked in the description down below for you guys. But right now I'm using the same exact steps, just kind of going in reverse to fade in the beard. So again, using the no guard and then the 1, 3, 5, 7mm, and just making sure I can, well, fade it as much as possible. Again, it's not the easiest thing because it's a $20 beard trimmer. This is like a challenge haircut, but you know, I did the best that I could with the tool that it is. I mean, it's a super cheap tool, but it works really well for what it is. And as you guys can see here, I'm just cleaning around my beard, giving myself a nice straight line on the bottom. It doesn't look straight now, but it does at the end. I fix it up a little bit more. But yeah, using the beard trimmer is definitely a little bit challenging, but as you guys can see throughout the video, it's not going to be impossible. So let's jump right into the back of my head soon. And so this is the part of the haircut where everybody gives up and they just say, you know what, Alex, this was a good video up until this point. Let me just click away. I don't, this looks too hard. But believe it or not, you guys hear me out. If you have the mirror setup that I have, just using this simple $7 Walmart or Target mirror, it's like 13 inches wide and like 3 or 4 feet tall, and you just angle it at 45 degrees, I'm telling you, you can see your entire head. It's perfect. And for only $7, like, it beats out any other mirror setup for cutting your own hair, and the results show it. So cutting the back of your head, it's definitely tough, and you definitely have to move your body in like weird directions and angle your arms and shoulders and hands certain ways, but it's 100% doable as long as you're willing to put in the effort and actually try. I feel like most people give up too soon without even trying, and then they're just like, oh, forget about it, you know, it was too hard. But you didn't really try. And I feel like, you know, people need to try a little bit harder because it's really not that bad. So I'm using the same exact steps from the no guard to the 1mm to the 3mm, and then now the 5mm. Now for each guideline, I believe I'm going up, it looks like around ½ an inch. As I got a little bit higher towards the occipital ridge on the back of my head, I might have gone up a little bit more than ½ an inch, maybe like 3/4 of an inch, to kind of give it a more gradient look because there's more space on the back of my head, so I felt like I had a little bit of leeway. But pretty much doing the same exact steps that I used for the sides by my temples. I'm doing these same exact steps on the back of my head, and then I'm going to go in and do the same thing with the thinning shears and blend everything in.
Instinct.
Also, you guys, if you guys are interested in using any of the tools or equipment that I use for my self-haircut videos, whether it's like my camera setup, my lights, or the clippers that I use, the Philips Norelco beard trimmer, cape, scissors, thinning shears, everything that I use in my self-haircut videos, I have it linked in a kit in the description down below. So if any of you guys want to help support the channel just a little bit, I'll leave all of my equipment, all of my tools linked in the kit down below. And I already know some of you guys right now are like, yo, Alex, what, how do you, what, bro, you got eyes in the back of your head? How are you seeing what you're doing right now? And I'm telling you, guys, the mirror setup is the way to go. You don't need these 360 mirrors or tri-fold mirrors that, you know, certain brands that have reached out to me before to sell to you guys. You don't need those $100 mirrors. The $7 mirror, I'm telling you, you can see your entire head. It's so funny. I already know some of you guys' faces was like priceless. But right now I'm doing the lineup going around my ear and just edging everything up on the sides of the back of my head and making it more of a crispy line, crispy vertical line going up from the back, going around my ears as well. And then of course, you have to do it around the C cup and by your forehead. Now I know it might look a little bit weird because I'm using a headband. I'm not gonna go for a run, I promise you. I use the headband to push back my hair so I don't cut any of the long hairs in front and jack up my haircut. So I use these scissors to really clean up all the baby hairs or any other hairs that grow that kind of make my lineup not look right. So I straighten up my lineup using these scissors and the headband because I do like that more natural look. You know, I don't like the way barbers do it nowadays with the trimmer and just, you know, cut like a small section by their forehead and make it straight. I don't really like that. So I keep it natural. And for the styling, I use Hans de Foucault products, you know, always. I've always used them for many, many years. I love their products. I use the Quicksand and the Heavy Made. Make sure you emulsify the products into your hand until your hands are like on fire. And then just, you know, get it really into the roots of the hair. Feel free to, you know, just mess up your hair as much as possible before you style it. So here is the before of the self haircut, you guys. Definitely in need of a haircut, you know, looking a little dull, looking a little bland, not you know, nothing crazy, but you know, every week, 2 weeks, you need to give yourself a nice new haircut to stay fresh, you know, keep your confidence high, feel good with your hairstyle. And so boom, you guys, here is the after self haircut for the $20 beard trimmer, Philips Norelco beard trimmer, $20. This is the after for the taper fade self haircut, you guys. And before you guys go, make sure you click that subscribe button down below. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. You know, I'm planning to do a really nice giveaway once we hit 100,000 subscribers. And of course, I have to do a special video for you guys. I know in the comments section, a lot of you guys like the buzz cut self haircut. So you know where I'm going with this one. I'm thinking either a number 1 guard or number 2 guard buzz cut on the top of my head once we hit 100,000 subscribers, as like a big thank you for all of your support, and thank you guys for, you know, watching me and supporting the channel. You know, it's really appreciated. So make sure you subscribe, like the video, check out the description down below for the self haircut course and the kit. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.